A lot of people want college degrees because they want the pay raises or the better jobs that come with having college degrees, but they don't want to spend 4 years actually going to school. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 3 fastest bachelor's degrees, all of which can be earned in less than 6 months if you do it right. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ryan, and I teach people how to earn college degrees really fast. If that's interesting to you, just subscribe. Let's dive into 3 different majors. I'm going to walk you through how much money you can make, what jobs you can get, and I'm actually going to show you which schools you can choose from and the process you need to take to actually earn these degrees faster. Let's dive in. The first degree I want to dive into is communications. Communications degrees are really, really easy in comparison to most other college degrees. And that's one of the biggest pros or attractions to this particular major in the college acceleration world, is that they're easier classes and they're not business focused and they're not tech focused. They're not math, science, and English focused. So a lot of people love communications degrees. A pro is that you can get some pretty decent jobs with communication degrees. Some cons are that you don't always get good jobs with communication degrees, and it's a really broad degree that's not really hyper-focused outside of communicating, right? Let's dive into some numbers as far as how much money you can make and get into what jobs you can actually get with this degree. I'm going to use U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics for data here because it's usually pretty accurate. Now, median annual wage with a communications degree is about $60,000 a year. That's lower than I would want, and we're going to get into a higher paying one in just a minute. Median basically means half of people made less than $60,000, half of people made more. So the people that made more still could make a really, really high amount of money. It just kind of depends on the job you get. So $60,000 a year, lower than I would expect. But let's get into types of jobs you can actually get. As you can see here, most popular jobs with this degree would be human resources specialist, market research, marketing managers, producers and directors, chief executives, lawyers. Like, there's some pretty good jobs that make up people with communications degrees. And as you can see here, management occupations, like over 20% of people with communications degrees are in management. Almost 15% of people are in business and financial operations. So you got some good jobs here. Over 30% of people are kind of just have random jobs. So maybe that's what brings the numbers down and make it lower paying. Can be a solid degree depending on what you want to dive into. The next major on the list is business. If you've been following me for any amount of time at all, I really like business degrees because they're easy to accelerate and they can lead to higher paying jobs. At least data shows that, and my experience and people that I've helped, you can get really solid jobs with business degrees. Now, if you're accelerating a business degree, you can concentrate. You can get marketing, even something like IT management. You can get accounting. You can specialize, go in specific fields, which can be really good. Median annual wage is $71,000. So it's higher than the communications degree for sure. 71 grand, half of people made less, half of people made more. Reason for this is a lot of people with business degrees just go get random jobs. If you want to make a lot of money, you're going to go into management, and we'll get more into that in just a second. Now, most popular jobs with people with business degrees: financial managers, management, human resource specialists, accountants, auditors, general operations managers, chief executives. A lot of really, really good jobs. Now, I still don't love this number. The median annual wage is only $71,000. But let's say you go into something like business management. If you actually go get a job in management, you're going to make a lot more money. And let me show you. If we go into management occupations and look at numbers here, they're almost all 6-figure jobs. I guess it depends on what you're managing, but they're almost all at least 6-figure jobs, high 6-figure jobs in a lot of these cases. Data shows that if you're going to go into a business degree or a business management degree, go into management because you're going to make more money. That is going to be on the table with business degrees. Now let's talk about the next degree on the list, and that is liberal arts or liberal studies. The big draw, or the big, attraction to liberal arts and liberal studies degrees in the college acceleration world is because it's a degree where you kind of just study whatever the heck you want to study, which can be really easy because you don't have to take as many difficult or hard classes. Yes, you still have some gen ed stuff, but you have a ton of electives. Like, most of the degree is made up with electives, so you can study what you want to study, kind of a build your own degree. Downside with this major is that numbers wise or statistically, it's lower paying and doesn't lead to as good of jobs. And of course, you can still get great jobs with any degree, but data shows median annual wage is only $55,000 a year, which means half of people with liberal arts degrees are making less than 55 grand a year. That's scary. There's one more thing that scares me. If you look at percentage of these people right here that are making half below 55, half above 55, 31% of those people have an advanced degree as well. So we're talking like a master's or a doctorate degree, and still the numbers are pretty low, which does scare me. Again, I'm sure there are millionaires out there with liberal arts or liberal studies degrees. Just averages, it's lower, okay? Let's go into the most popular jobs with liberal arts or liberal studies degrees. Health specialists, teachers, post-secondary teachers, some management, some lawyers, preschool teachers, secretaries, administrative assistants, educational administrators, kindergarten, secondary teachers, elementary teachers. So there's a lot of teaching here. When you see things like lawyers, or sometimes you might even see things like doctors, lawyers or doctors with liberal arts degrees, there is a way to do it right if you really, really map things out as you go. Let's say you want to be a lawyer. If you build all your electives as like pre-law classes, and that gets you into the law school you're trying to get into, can work really well. If you're wanting to go into medical school and you fill all your elective classes with your pre-med classes for the medical school you're trying to get into, that can work really well. I generally still would prefer, like personally, I'd prefer a business degree for pre-law or something like health sciences for pre-med. It just kind of depends on what you want to do, but there are ways to do it right. Of these three majors, my personal preference is business degrees. I love business degrees, can lead to higher jobs, more safety, kind of a higher floor, and you can still get them really fast. Like I said, all of these degrees can be earned in less than 6 months. Let's dive into kind of how to do that. Each degree is kind of going to be a different approach, so it depends on what path you're going to take. But let's start with liberal arts degrees. There's a school called the University of Maine at Presque Isle. They have what are called these Your Pace programs that are 100% self-paced, but they are super flexible with transferring in outside credits. So what a lot of people are doing right now, if you want like a liberal arts or liberal studies degree, this is a school that has a whole bunch of options for liberal studies with different minors. Kind of depends on what you want to do as far as organization of which classes you're going to take. But they will accept a whole bunch of credits from resources like study.com or sophia.org. These are basically online resources where you just go take these classes and then transfer them into one of these schools and then finish your degree at the school. Well, you can do, for some of these liberal studies programs, you can do the bulk of your degree through outside resources and then transfer them in. For liberal studies, that is one of the faster ways to do this, probably the fastest way to do this. It can save you money as well. I don't love this strategy. I don't love liberal studies degrees. I don't love having tons of study.com or sophia.org credits as part of my degree because in my opinion, they're lower quality credits. There are ways to get these degrees really, really fast without any of these credits. Let's get into communications and business. For communications and business, my personal favorite school for acceleration is called Western Governors University, but there are a lot of different schools that will allow you to do this. Now, what we're looking for is what are called competency-based education programs. These schools basically allow you to prove that you've gained the knowledge that they're teaching. And if you can prove that you've gained the knowledge, they'll give you credit for these classes. The cool thing is you can go learn whatever the heck you need to learn without using the school's resources. You can learn wherever you want, like the internet. Come back and test out of your classes or prove the knowledge. You can do it really, really quickly. I've helped students get full degrees all through the universities, no outside credits, in as little as 3 months. So it can be done really, really quickly. If we go into their business programs, you're going to see a whole bunch of different business degrees. Like most of these can be done really, really quickly. And they also have communications. So these are my personal favorite business degrees and communications program. You can do it really quickly, like I said. The key here is not doing things the school's way. If you go through the school to do everything, you're going to be doing homework assignments and reading textbooks and lesson plans and study guides and quizzes and group projects and all the stuff that most of us hate about school. You're going to be stuck doing those things. But if you learn what you need to learn, then come back and prove to the school that you have the knowledge, you're doing it completely at your own pace, and you're not restricted in any way possible. Another reason I love this school is you can get into a lot of the Ivy League schools, actually 7 out of the 8 Ivy League schools with a degree from this school. There are a lot of other schools, like I said, that will allow this as well. Acceleration sounds crazy. I understand. It sounds crazy. It sounds hard. It's a whole lot easier than the alternative, than going to school as a traditional student. I earned my bachelor's degree in 9 months. I've helped other people do it a lot faster than I did. I was kind of learning along the way and figuring out my process along the way. But I help students do this all the time. If you'd like to learn more about how to do this, I'm going to leave a training down below that I call it my 3-step process of degree hacking. So you can go accelerate these college degrees quickly. Hope this video has helped. If it has, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Again, that link's below if you want to learn more. Talk to you in the next video.